The electric vehicle revolution is running into some roadblocks. After years of meteoric growth, the latest market data reveals a startling 15% decline in EV sales in the first quarter of 2024 compared to the final quarter of 2023. Even the year-over-year growth rate has plummeted to a meager 2.6%. This abrupt stall has raised alarming questions. What is really behind the slowdown in EV adoption? EV manufacturers and dealers won't openly discuss it, but several disturbing realities are weighing on electric vehicle sales that potential buyers deserve to be aware of. And we're going to look at them today. Here are 10 disturbing truths that EV makers don't want you to know. The rapid pace of EV sales over the past few years was fueled by a feverish early adopter market. Rich consumers and electric vehicle enthusiasts essentially guaranteed to buy the latest EV models regardless of cost or compromises. This wave of eager first movers gobbled up new electric vehicles, often paying premium prices and tolerating initial technological limitations. But this concentrated pool of wealthy early adopters was never going to be an infinite source of demand. To sustain future growth, electric vehicles now need to resonate with the vastly larger mainstream consumer market. And here lies the crux of the problem. The practical realities of EVs are not yet lining up with the needs and expectations of typical car buyers motivated by pragmatism over passion. Because of this, EV sales have faced a huge dip as regular people would rather go for ICE cars, which are much cheaper and easier to maintain. Despite undeniable advances, modern electric vehicles still fail to fully satisfy the key criteria of range, charging speed, and affordability for the average consumer. A recent survey by Boston Consulting Group revealed that EV buyers overwhelmingly desire a range of at least 350 miles, charging times under 20 minutes, and prices below $50,000. Shockingly, among the entire current EV market, only a single model variant, the Hyundai Ioniq 6, meets all three of these requirements. The remaining offerings still come up short in at least one of these crucial areas of capability and affordability. This evident gap between what mainstream buyers want and what EVs currently deliver is clearly suppressing more widespread adoption beyond environmentally conscious wealthy buyers. Even with improvements, electric vehicles are still very expensive, especially compared to gasoline-powered cars. Various sources show the average EV purchase price was between $55,000 and $60,000 last year. After recent discounts, prices have come down a bit, but EVs still cost more on average than gas vehicles at around $48,000. Hybrid cars are significantly cheaper too, while avoiding range and charging hassles. With similar costs but more convenience, it's easy to see why the mass market favors hybrids over full EVs right now in terms of affordability. Rapid price drops and discounts on EVs have led to a buyer's remorse mindset. Many recent EV buyers feel they overpaid just months ago before the price cuts. This makes potential new buyers hesitant to purchase, worried their expensive EVs will swiftly lose value as discounts continue. There's also the fast pace of EV technology upgrades. Ranges increase and charging gets quicker with each new model year. Why pay a premium today for an EV that could be outdated and worth far less in just a couple of years? More buyers prefer to wait for the technology to mature and stabilize. Additionally, electric cars depreciate in value at a remarkable rate compared to gas vehicles. High repair costs, low reliability ratings, and frequent discounts all contribute to EVs losing around half of their value in just 5 years compared to the 37% loss in value for gas cars. This terrible resale value makes EVs even harder to justify financially. While electric vehicles have made significant advancements in the past couple of years, range and charging times still cause range anxiety that deters many buyers. More EVs can now exceed 300 miles on a single charge, which is respectable, but still falls short of gas vehicles that can often travel over 600 miles before refueling. This makes EVs decent for daily commuting, but impractical for long road trips that require frequent charging stops. The charging network and experience also create charging anxiety issues. Public stations are frequently crowded and chargers unreliable, with many people reporting failed charging attempts. The charging infrastructure, even in EV-friendly states like California, remains significantly poor and a major inconvenience. Initially, it was thought EVs would be more reliable than gas cars since they have fewer moving parts. However, reality has proven quite different. A recent survey of over 330,000 vehicles by Consumer Reports found that electric cars actually have 80% more problems than gas-powered models. Despite the simplicity, EVs are highly complex pieces of technology. Their batteries, drivetrains, and other high-tech components require perfect integration. Even small issues can render the entire vehicle useless. EV owners have complained about frequent battery problems, software glitches, and poor overall build quality. This disappointing lack of reliability from EVs defies expectations. It undercuts the promised benefits of low maintenance costs and infrequent repairs that automakers promoted as an EV advantage. The significant unreliability is yet another factor giving prospective buyers a hard time purchasing EVs. EV makers have promoted low running costs as a major selling point for EVs. The claims were that EVs are less likely to need repairs, require no regular maintenance like oil changes, and charging is cheaper than gasoline. However, the reality is that EVs can actually be more expensive to operate than gas cars. While charging is cheaper than fuel, EVs are much heavier, which leads to more frequent tire replacements. The poor reliability ratings also mean costly repairs when issues occur. There's also a shortage of trained EV technicians, driving up labor costs. Finally, insurance premiums tend to be higher for EVs. Insurers charge more because even minor collision damage can result in extremely expensive battery pack replacements that amount to almost half the vehicle's cost price. The pickup truck segment is critically important, especially in the US market. But so far, electric trucks have underwhelmed and been a major disappointment to buyers. The main issue is their inadequate work capabilities compared to gas truck rivals. Electric trucks offer lower maximum towing capacities right off the bat. But the bigger problem is how quickly their ranges plummet when towing or hauling heavy loads. In one test of an electric F-150 Lightning, the 230-mile range dropped to just 115 miles when towing a 3,000-pound trailer. With a 7,200-pound trailer, the range plunged to only 90 miles. Similar dramatic range drops occurred during payload testing as well. These crippling range losses from towing and hauling make electric trucks impractical for many typical truck owners and work applications. Unreliable ranges have been a major letdown for electric truck buyers so far. While marketed as an environmentally friendly solution, electric vehicles have proven to be not as green as advertised. Their overall impact raises questions about just how much they actually reduce emissions and help the climate. A major issue is the pollution generated during EV battery production and mining of raw materials like lithium and cobalt. These processes are extremely energy intensive and rely heavily on fossil fuels in many cases, resulting in substantial emissions. There are also concerns about unethical labor practices and environmental damage occurring at mines that supply EV battery minerals, often located in unstable regions with lax regulations. Additionally, the electricity grids that power EVs frequently still get much of their energy from burning coal and natural gas. In areas heavily dependent on these fossil fuels, having more EVs being charged largely negates their environmental benefits compared to gas cars. Critics argue the environmental trade-offs involved in EVs have been downplayed or even concealed by automakers pushing an overly rosy green narrative. The complex realities reveal electric cars may not be the zero-emissions remedy they were marketed to be, at least not yet. These inconvenient truths about their environmental impact have become another factor giving prospective buyers reservations. For many buyers, one of the biggest drawbacks of EVs compared to gas-powered vehicles is their inherent compromises in interior space and utility. The bulky battery packs required to achieve decent driving ranges eat up a significant amount of room. In sedans and SUVs, this translates to noticeably tighter cabins and less legroom, headroom, and cargo space compared to gasoline models on the same platform. The loss of useful interior room is an issue for families and those who frequently carry passengers or haul lots of gear. For trucks and vans, the battery placement severely cuts into bed length, payload capacity, and towing capabilities compared to their gasoline counterparts. This diminishes their utility for work, recreation, and hauling needs, which are core uses for these vehicle types. The clunky, heavy batteries also affect driving dynamics. EV handling feels trickier and less agile due to the low-mounted battery weight. Simple things like parking can be more stressful as well due to their bigger turning radiuses. So, while delivering instant torque and quiet propulsion, EVs force owners to compromise on packaging and versatility that gas cars maintain. For buyers who need maximized interior space, cargo room, and utility, these functional trade-offs continue to make EVs an imperfect substitute for traditional vehicles powered by internal combustion engines. Sadly, EVs are proving to be the complete opposite of what manufacturers promised. Instead of being the safer, affordable, and more reliable option, they're expensive, difficult to handle, and not so safe for customers and the environment. However, the technology is still in its early stages, so we've definitely not seen the end of EVs. With time, they will surely meet up with consumer demands. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos.